TikTok.
When you joined, how much did it take you to have to go live? When I started, it was 1,000, but now I heard it's only 300.
Same as me.
Yeah.
When I first started, it's a lot, and now they start. I don't know. They do their own. They don't want to come join me again. Now I start. No.
I
don't know how much I have left. Viewers. How many of them left? But all I know so far is like 30. They always come to my live and join me.
30? Well, like at a time?
Yeah.
So that's better than me on here. I get good lives on other platforms. Matt, okay, cool, bro. See, right there, it just happened. Matt came from Facebook to YouTube and said, "I just subscribed, brother." That's what I was just saying. A real supporter, somebody that wants to try to see you win. If they heard you say that, would do that. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. I wasn't even thinking about that with you, man. He said something about telling them that I'm going from here to here was good shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, if they hear it and they want to come find you, then they will. And then boom, he did. Thank you, Skips. I think you're the only one in here with me doing tapping out of 6 people that are in here. The reason why I say that, Sam's in here too, I think. I don't know if he's by his phone, Max, neither. Because if anyone else was tapping the screen, it would have put him next to you, like how he got 3. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's the.
You know that? I just was thinking that I had 7 people watching at one point a minute ago. Now it's 5, but only one person even tapped the screen. I was doing the math. I'm like, hold on. That's not right. Because you know how you know that you know what I mean? They would have put them up there. It would have stuck them as a 1, a 2, and a 3. They always get those places. The next person that tapped would have been put in 2 and 3. I'm gonna send you a follow. I'm gonna bounce around. All right. I'm gonna jump around and see who else is on. All right, man. Nice to meet you. All right, cool. You can follow me back. Oh yeah, I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Jake, you back? You ain't going to bed, huh? Hey, I just had a deja vu, man. That was wild, bro. I just had real live deja vu. That was
Hey, weird. How you doing?
Hey, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
Want a battle?
Yeah, we could try. I'll try it again. I just told y'all I don't even care if I win or lose no more. I just want to start battling. If you can. I think Skits, you're the only one that was doing it. What's up with you?
A glove.
Damn, you did that already. What does that mean, though? A glove? All right, thank you, Jake. Damn, Jake, I wish I knew that, bro, because I would have just told you, and I thank you so much. But the last live, nobody, or 2 battles, nobody was able to send nothing but tapping. So maybe it might have been the worst time to send it. You feel me? What is that? But thank you, though, bro. I wish I knew that, man. Damn it. We would have waited till people were...
Thank you.
Someone just sent me a gift on YouTube, which was cool. Thank you so much. 50, whatever that was. It was 50. I'm battling on my TikTok right now, and it was backwards. I got that's so cool though. But I got the gifts on the phone that I'm not battling on at the same exact time. It's all good though. That's how it goes. See what I'm saying?
Welcome in. Thanks for
To the person who sent me that. Thank you though. That was amazing. Pamela. Oh, that's Pamela. Is that from you from earlier, or is that a different Pamela? Let me know. Lisa, what's up? No, I don't do music, bro. I don't do nothing like that. Huh? It's all good, Jake. That would have been perfect. What? It's 15 seconds. Do you got more or no?
Hey, welcome in.
Do you got one for a future thing? Like if someone else said they was sending gifts, do you have another glove or no? Okay, but it's cool. You probably came in and was like, at least I could throw this. He said, I didn't do it.
Oh, he talks about it.
Huh. Talks about what? My name is Steven.
Oh, Brittany, it works now.
Steven, what the hell are you talking about? Lisa.
Welcome in, mister.
I didn't do it, she said. Oh.
Here.
Saying again too. Thank you so much.
Welcome in.
How do you like your steak cooked? I have it overly cooked. Usually I like it almost burnt. Would you like cat ears? What does that mean? YouTube has some of the wildest shit. Andrew, who is that? What do you mean? You said what's up, remember me? I'm not sure who it is. Jake, thank you. Skits, thank you for tapping.
Are you new to battling?
Yeah, pretty new. I've done it for I would say I've battled in the last 2 months, but I haven't actually done it more than twice a week. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give you a follow. I'll pop in and show you love.
All right, I'll follow you back. Thank you. I've been only battling that long. I've been on TikTok 20 months.
What is your page about, if you don't mind me asking?
So really it's it started out as my journey from coming home from prison. I'm in recovery. I did 7 years. When I came home, I showed everybody the transition of where I was to now in 2 years. And then along the way, I got to do 6 podcasts about prison. So it helped. And now I'm in the transition of starting my own podcast. So it's kind of it's in a weird gray area. But I'm an advocate for prison and recovery.
At least you're doing better.
Yeah, hell yeah. Appreciate that. Yep. Thank you for that. I followed you back. I do need some tips in the future. I need people to show me. Oh yeah, but Andrew, where do I know you from? What do you mean? You mean from on here? I gotta look and see who it is. Can't tell. Should I just keep bouncing around, or should you stick to the same one when the battle is over, or what?
You should always just. There's gonna be an option where you can invite randoms. Just keep inviting randoms, and networking is what I call it.
Yeah.
And meeting new people and building and letting people know who you are and what you do.
Okay. Because I just hit that twice. I had another person, then you. I've usually only bring up people that are my friends. We follow each other, so it gives me an option.
If you battle randoms, you'll never know who's watching from the outside, and that will give you a chance to come. Or the other people may have hater gifters watching them and come support you.
I like that. Okay. I'm also running my YouTube right now for anybody hearing this. I run 2 things at once on 2 phones. Everybody over there don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So the ones on YouTube, I'm on TikTok running a battle with someone I just met. I just lost. But it was cool.
Damo, Nova, Brittany, and Real. Make sure you shout out your people.
Jake and Skits, thank you guys for tapping the screen. And,
all right, it was nice meeting you. I'll catch you around.
Yep, nice meeting you later on. So yeah, and then Pamela though, thank you. You sent me gifts on my phone, this phone. Now, and that goes towards my monthly payout, which is cool. Matter of fact, today I got $119 from YouTube from last month. That was from last month. That was from people sending super chat gifts, which is literally damn near just donating money to somebody, because it's the amount you send, it goes to their account. And then gifts is the same, what you just did, and it transfers into money, but they keep a portion of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Grateful either way though. Thank you so much. Noah, what's up? You said, can I get a shout out? Timothy, thank you. I never saw that one before. Hey, it's crazy. YouTube got gifts now, y'all. Traveling Lamp, what up? Love from Ohio, what up? YouTube clips. You do clips from people's channels? Is that what your channel's about? Do you find channels that are videos you find interesting? Sherry, yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate you. You have always looked out for us. I'll just ignore the trolls anymore. Noah, you said you wanted a shout out. What you wanted me to say, Noah? Get a life, Sherry, right? Follow. Hey, it's so many haters in there. It's crazy. It's bad. Damn, 225 now. No, I make the clips myself. Okay. You make them from now. Do you make? Okay, I got you. Well, I said that because some people find like really good clips and they edit from it. Like they'll make like I don't know what it's called, but they'll montage, maybe put like some type of effect, music, whatever. I didn't know if that's what you meant. That's pretty cool though. Pack was good. All right. West Texas. Damn, I always wanted to go check out Texas. Yeah, I do that. Dice. Yeah, I do that. This is the side thing. Auto assume. IQ. Yeah, you're definitely right, Ghost. Yep. Same for you for being in here. Hey, thank you for being in here, both of y'all. Ghost and Dice. We appreciate your engagement. Thank you for that. And your encouragement to never be like you. To remind myself every day that I'm happy to be on this side of the world, this side of life, and where I used to be like y'all back in the day. Yeah, I already know traveling. I've been lucky though. I've been lucky, but it's been hard for a lot of people. I mean, it is hard. It's still hard, especially people like me, like making them dumb choices to get tattoos and go to prison. I 100% believe that it's harder for us. People, they know that. That's why they say the shit. They just want to fucking hate on people. I don't care no more. Brandon, what up? You want to hop up here? Yeah, been a minute, man. I want to get. Damn, just reminded me. I wanted to work with you. You was talking about some crazy shit that night. Fire for real. Fire prison content. You could be doing this shit if you wanted to, bro. Let me see if he's even still in here. Yeah, Sam, you still in here? You ain't said nothing or nothing. I asked Sam if he was tapping the screen. He didn't do it, and then I asked him a few things, and he didn't comment back. I wonder if he fell asleep. Because I've known him for years. Usually he would have either commented back or at least tapped the screen. You been to prison? Shit, it's a waste of time then. Prison is corny. But when you gotta go, and then you gotta learn from it. Jesus loves you. I love Jesus too. Yeah, Jake Paul. You're saying he looks like me? Thanks. No, I ain't got nothing against Jake Paul. Why you come in here and talking shit? I feel like I might do. I really, I think somebody who me and this person resemble each other is Max Crosby, though. I do agree with that one. A lot of people say some crazy shit. That's the only one I could see myself. They say Mac Miller. They say Jake Paul. They say Post Malone. That one's definitely I don't think is accurate. So them three, Mac Miller, Post Malone, and Jake Paul. But I see the Max Crosby one. Those are like the four people. I don't believe it. I don't know, whatever. If anything, they all look like me. Who talking shit about me? Jake Paul's in my other live right here. You guys are talking shit about him. Yeah, Brandon, that's what I was thinking. As a matter of fact, it almost reminds me of like a true crime. What I mean by that is they got like gangland episodes and different shit, right? That story is literally like the beginning of a gangster movie or whatever. The origins. It could be called something like origins of something, or like it could be called like Convicts Warpath Origins of the Cincinnati Wild Boys or something. Cincinnati White Boys, whatever, however you want to name it, or what it used to be and shit. I don't know. I was just trying to think of a random ass name, bro. I'm kind of smoked out right now. YouTube, you see there's a lot of comments come through of trolls. So if you sent me something and I missed it, I apologize. I gotta like comb through. It's usually a lot worse than this. Shit, we had 100 and something people in here last night, and only like 10 or 12, 13 of them were watching me. The rest of them weren't actually. They were just talking shit. Yeah, Skits, you really like that game, huh? Yeah, Brandon, you should do it, but you don't really like. Not everybody wants that type of attention on them. You don't gotta come in if you don't want to, but I'll send you an invitation. If it's a bad time, then it's all good.
What up, bro?
What up? What up? Turn this up.
Was motherfucking just playing this game, Arena Breakout. Just got mad as hell and just rage quit that motherfucker.
Arena Breakout, huh? Hold on, let me grab this damn pillow. Hold on. I'll be right back. I need a booster seat. You know I'm only 5'9". I need a booster seat.
Yeah, bro, just been dealing with life, bro. Shit been crazy, the motherfucker.
Yeah, man, I already know. Every day's been something different. Whether it's good, bad, stressful, exciting, like life's been just lifing lately. I go from highs and lows like a motherfucker, dude. It's crazy. I'm going to jail.
Bro, I'll be on top, then I'll be struggling, then I'll be thinking about going back to doing the same old shit I used to do, and I'll be like, man, I don't want to do that because I know where I'm going to end up at. Because I just go, anything I do, I go full throttle. So
yeah. No, I agree. B said he's going to jail. Do we got any advice? It's ridiculous. Give me some more details, man. Let me know.
Well, speeding ticket.
Right, like let me know if you already know you're going to jail. Do you got court? Did they tell you how many days? Stuff like that. And where's it at? I need to know. We want to know like what county. Then I'm gonna tell you what I feel.
Is he going in Ohio?
That's what I'm waiting right now to find out. Somebody said, "What are you high?" I can't say the one thing without them getting pissed. Smoke is the other thing. My pen. The other thing is my prescription meds. Orange, if you know, you know the MAT program. SUB something. I just took my third one, bro. It's crazy they got me on 3 of them bitches a day. You know you can go up to 4 a day in Ohio?
You better be cutting yourself down off them motherfuckers, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The one day she almost, I told her no. The one day the lady goes, "Are you good on 3? Like, is it working for you?" I thought she was trying to go lower me. She goes, "So it's good." And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay." She goes, "We got a few people that are on 4. I was just making sure." And right there, I knew if I wanted to be like, "Well, yeah, 4 probably," you know what I'm saying? I just thought, damn, I don't feel it as it is. So why get myself deeper in it?
My homie said he got that shop to get off of them, bro.
Yeah. Someone just told me today they're on the shop. Yeah.
What the hell is it called? Sublocade or something like that.
Yeah. So a lot of people take that. I just felt it in somebody's stomach today. I'm like, damn, it's like jail in there.
They say that shit makes them quit. My dude said he only took it one time. He said, and then it was like 10 days past the day he was supposed to go get it done again. He was like, shit, I didn't even feel it. And I just didn't go back. I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. He been doing shit. The crazy shit is I used to serve him and shit, so he was my dog. And I was just glad that he got off that shit. But I was like, man, back when I first got out of prison the first time, when that boy Well, I got out of prison the first time I was fucking with the boys, so I had me a plug. And then the next time I got out of prison, I went straight back to the shit. Mm-hmm. And when I was in prison that time, all my homies was dying and shit. A bunch of people I knew was dying and shit because that fatty just hit up here. You know what I'm saying? That all that fake shit that was late.
That shit. See, I missed that whole phase, and I'm glad, dude. I wasn't around for that. I was locked up for the bad times of the fat shit. I missed that. I definitely beat it. You know what I'm saying?
And so they was all dying with shit. I was in Kentucky prison. Then that's when I left Ohio. I got out for 52 days and caught that case in Kentucky for a bunch of more robberies.
Hey Sam, what's up?
And I didn't. And the crazy shit is I didn't even commit them motherfuckers. I was selling boy, and they owed me some money, and I was like, shit, y'all motherfuckers. I went up in the house like, shit, where's my money at? They're like, we ain't got it. We got to pay our bills. I was like, well, y'all got 24 hours to get my money, or y'all know what time it is. Everybody in the motherfucking house is getting whacked. Mm-hmm. And they was like, shit, we'll have your money. So they called me up the next night, like, we got your money, and we got a bunch of other stuff, and we want to trade you some shit. And I'm like, bet. I get there, they had a bunch of white and jewelry and shit. And I'm like, shit, hell yeah, that's what's up.
Because they owed you, so they took care of what they owed you.
Yeah, they took care of what they owed me, and then they gave me some more, and they gave me some more to trade them for some other shit. And the motherfuckers were so stupid. This is how they was. This was their play, though, bro. It was a slick ass play. These bitches was going to these clubs and getting these Mexicans, bro. And they was finding all the ones with the drugs, with all the shit and the money on them, and they was like getting them and taking them and leaving, and then their boyfriends would be waiting in the alley somewhere for them, and they was getting them in the alleys, acting like they was taking them home, and then getting them in the alleys and smacking them. Yep. Well, the motherfuckers had her son and her old man, and so they tried to throw me under the bus. Like, shit, he made us do it. He was involved, and he plotted it out and made us do it. And so they charged me with all the shit, and it was crazy because all of them wrote different statements, and it was over in Kentucky, and I was about to beat this shit. And then some of my homies had intimidated witnesses, and they told me about it on the jail phone, like, cars.
Oh, that is bad. Like, that always looks so bad when that happens.
Y'all was tripping.
If you send something on YouTube, please send it back again.
I'm going to trial. I'm like, I'm going to trial. Fuck, they was offering me some little stupid ass plea deal, and I'm like, shit, I'm going to trial. And
did you tell Shay I put it back on?
Like 20. They was offering me like 20, and then I was like, I'm going to trial, and I paid like 20 bands to the lawyer, and I'm like, shit, I'm going to trial. I'm taking this shit to the box. And next thing you know, they come in, the lawyer, he done been my lawyer for so many different cases and done beat a bunch of shit for me and stuff. And I'm like, man, he come in the thing, he's like, listen, bro, they're gonna charge all these people with all these different crimes. And they had like 4 of my homies for intimidating witnesses. They had my granny for tampering with evidence. Intimidating a witness. My grandma had intimidating a witness. And then they had my homie's dad for receiving stolen property, some other shit. And I was like, man, they was like, you can either take this 15 years right now and we won't pursue any criminal charges. It'll be in the plea deal on anybody else. Or we can go to the bar, you can go to trial, and we'll go ahead and lock all these people up today. So I was like, shit. I sat there and thought about it. I told my lawyer, I was like, just give me like 15 minutes to think about this, bro, because.
Hold on, B.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm a real motherfucker, you know. Shit, I done got away with so much shit in my life that this is just karma getting me for the shit that I got away with. So, you know, fuck it. Instead of letting a bunch of other people go down for some shit that I drug them into, I was like, shit, I'm just going to go ahead and take this time and lay it down. And that's what I did. I was like, shit. Because Kentucky ain't like Ohio. It's like, shit, you get this 15 and 20%, you can get out. And I was like, and 20%. So I'm like, hell yeah. I go for parole in 2 years. I'm like, hell yeah. But I ended up doing like 5 of it. And then Ohio came and got me. I made parole and took me back to Ohio for PRC violations. I was like, man.
I see B trying to. I want us to get back to him in a second, but I was listening. So that is another example of all that shit you just said is crazy, bro. See, some people might get in some trouble, some never do, some getting simple things like he just said. Plus, someone just commented on Facebook how they've done programs for all these DUIs they've had, but they've never had a license. They get driving on suspensions and they get DUIs all the time. And they said some get away with shit, some don't. And they were using it as an example. Like, I've been able to go to these programs at these hotels and get out of these DUIs, you know. Then you got them saying what they just said. It's all the same no matter how you look at it.
They sent my homie Lil Dane up for 4 years for DUIs.
And
out,
yeah,
they took his license for like 20 years, and he just got busted again driving. And they gave him like 8 more years the second time.
Bro, I had a homie got 24 months for his fourth domestic.
He's in Ohio prison right now doing 8 for driving on DUI suspended license.
B,
like
so you might get like 10 days. What do you think, Brandon?
Him for just a regular.
No,
ticket,
he's on probation from last year. I'm not I don't know if I know I'm right, especially depends on what county. But he said, I saw the judge, he put me on probation, and now I caught another ticket. You might not get no time, it's just a damn ticket.
That ticket, they ain't a jail. A jail of
your PO really. Don't even have to consider that. I don't even know why I said 10 days, and this is why. That's not a criminal offense. I don't even know why I said that. A fucking ticket is a traffic court ticket.
Well, if you pay the ticket, they can't even do nothing to you, I don't think.
Right. Debesco. Wait, Debesco. 3-time felon. Now I'm a business owner, he said. Wake up. Yeah, that's the type of shit that I'm on. But yeah, go ahead. What? Thank you, Elizabeth, for the heart me. Someone said, fuck Kentucky, Fent. Yeah, I don't know about Kentucky, but yeah, I agree with the other part. Texas, what's up? Kentucky, yeah. Kentucky, they call it, I guess. They call it Kentucky.
Fuck, I don't know, bro. Shit, I'm from.
I know, I thought because of the border. I didn't know if you ever heard that. You're right there in Cincinnati, but.
Yeah. Well,
and I know you caught a case over there.
I live over there right now. Shit, I got my kids up out of the city.
That's why I thought it. I knew there was some kind of connection with you to Kentucky. I couldn't remember. That's why I said that.
We used to do that shit. When I got out of prison last time, we was walking that shit. My family's from both sides of the river. I lived on both sides of the river my whole life, back and forth, you know. We moved a lot, so we lived back and forth. I lived all over Cincinnati. I lived all over northern
Gamer, what are you
all the
talking about?
neighborhoods that are right there.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're doing good now. So all these people saying this, I guess it's bad like over here with the fan.
Yeah, it's like the land of the zombies all over Cincinnati, northern Kentucky.
Versace did a crime service.
Shit, all the shit I ever seen that really about Kentucky people though it was really bad was with that ice.
I mean, I believe that. I believe it. No, I don't play poker unless I do at a family friends once a month, or once a weekend. But we ain't done it for like a month. What's up, Slick? In Jesus' name. Yeah, Alexander. I agree. Okay. Let me see what he said. I mean, my gut reaction. Hold on. She said that's what I worked at. I'm in Cincinnati skits. Yeah. Okay. I mean, my gut reaction is just to hate the court and judge, but I know I'll have to respect the law. It's just wrong. So yeah, even if you feel that way, bro, don't tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Just pretend, smile, yes sir, no ma'am. Even if you don't like it, because that's one time it's okay to be fake. I would imagine, because when you go in there feeling how you really feel, you don't want to do that. The judge is gonna be like, oh yeah, you're a little punk. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that, Brandon? Is that one of the times you think you just suck it up and just be in there like straight face, take it on the chin? You can't. You'll get a contempt of court.
I ain't never just took it on the chin with the judge. And then if you know your rights and you know the laws and you know what the stipulations and
yeah, that too. But he's talking about fuck the. He's saying he feels like fuck the judge. Which you could feel like that.
You can't say that because you'll go to jail.
Contempt. That's all I was getting at.
But there's things like if you know that they're violating something, they're doing something wrong, it's in your best interest to speak up in court and put it on record.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of just accepting it, because a lot of people don't know that when you do all that stuff, you're waiving your rights. You're waiving your rights to appeal. You're waiving your rights to your constitutional rights, and that's what they're trying to get you to bite into that, like, good. Oh yeah. It's just like if people catch CPS cases and things like that, you don't have to let them people in your house. You don't have to do none of that shit. They have to have court orders to do any of that shit. So if they show up to your house saying, "Hey, I'm here to do a home check," be like, "Where's that court order?"
I see you on YouTube. I'm just
because if you ain't got one, you ain't coming in my house. Just like a warrant. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have something that gives them things like that. You just gotta. People gotta understand that there's certain shit that they can do and there's certain shit that they can't do. And they only will do it if you allow them to do it.
Right. And I actually had him I found out there's a, what's the word, the girl who types everything, I can't remember, somethingographer. What is it? I forget. Well, she's over there typing everything, so you gotta say it on record. Like the what? Stenographer?
Yeah. Stenographer or whatever, yeah.
So when they're over there doing that, no matter what you say, she's zoned in, locked in, typing it all. Plus they got microphones. So I did it in court. I said some shit that I was that I felt, and I wanted it to be known while the prosecutor was there, while they were doing my preliminary to know if I was getting bounded over. And my lawyer, we whispered about it, and they were taking too long, and I just blurted it out, even though it pissed them off. But I didn't care because I knew it would be on record. Then I had my mom print it out. Well, go get it, and they printed it out and sent it to me in prison. So while I was in prison, I got certain shit sent to me because I was fighting another case, But yeah, let me see. Judges could do whatever.
Judges can pretty much do whatever they want to, bro. But here's the thing, though: if they do something that violates your due process, then you can beat it on an appeal. Because they do they only have so much power, and you can take that stuff back, man. You can take that stuff back, bro. You can take anything they do to you. You can take it back. So if you don't think that you was in the wrong, if they can't prove it, like most of the tickets, half the time the cops don't come to court. Most of the radar guns are not effective. You can literally challenge almost anything they have to do with a speed ticket. So if you go to court and say, well, when did you last calibrate your radar gun? They're saying they radared you. Then they got to show it. And then if they say they paced you, then they got a dash camera that shows that they paced you at that speed. They have to show that they was pacing you at that speed.
Most people don't know to ask that, you're saying.
Yeah, so you just gotta know that. Yeah, you just gotta know people like me that's been in trouble. Pretty much is how you find out or study the law on what you get in trouble
for. Man,
but,
what county is that? Yeah, that's good. That's good advice to give him.
Yeah, so anytime. So if you go in there and you want to fight,
that's absolutely wrong, Laura. You're actually 100% wrong. Say what?
But they ain't got no choice to follow the rules. If you go in court and you put it on record and say, hey, I want to call the officer to the stand, you got the right to face your accuser. So if the officer's your accuser, you got the right to put him on the stand and ask him questions. Your lawyer can ask him questions. You can defend yourself and ask him questions. You don't even have to have a lawyer. And you can literally say, hey, when was the last time your machine was calibrated?
That's a good thing.
Literally, that's enough to get your whole ticket thrown out the window. Because if it wasn't done that day, then it could be wrong. Because radar guns has already been proven, in a lot of court cases that they fought, like the Supreme Court and things like that, that they're not 100% effective.
Yeah, someone just said it's cross-examination. That's kind of I've done it before with the officers that came to my house. The house and raided the house on Cherry Street, and they were saying so many things that did not fucking make sense, bro. And I was telling my lawyer what to ask them, and he actually made them look like a fool. It was crazy. Had they not had some of the evidence they had, I could have probably got it not bounded over. But I'm glad it happened. Like, I am 100% glad that I was meant to get in trouble, go to prison, and learn that there's different things about life. So I don't want to say I wanted to beat it, because then my life wouldn't be where it is now. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was just part of my destiny.
If you're in some like rural area, B, that's more happens like that where they're more for the police officers and stuff because they all know each other. Like I've been in places in Kentucky, like my mom and them took my little brother way down by Lake Cumberland and stuff when he was young, so that way he didn't get involved in the gangs like I was involved in them. And in the street life like I was involved in them, but then they took him to the country. He ended up even worse, doing meth and all kinds of other things in the country, paying bills and all the things like that. He got all hooked on that stuff. Instead of being in a gang life, he was in a whole different type of life.
My brother did
so
too.
He still ended up in the same place. So
that's crazy. Ain't that crazy? See, my little brother's 6 years younger. He's never got any tattoos. I was when he saw me at 15 in the gang life, he had never did that his whole life. He just likes taking things apart, fixing cars. He'll take a radio apart just to see how it ticks. Yeah, bro, we're like polar opposite, and we grew up under the same roof. He watched me going in and out of JJC, all that.
That's about the same way with me and my little brother. You know, my little brother followed me, and I feel bad because I was a terrible negative influence on my little brother, and I let him down to do the wrong things because I was doing the wrong things, and he just wanted to do the same shit that I was doing. And I told him, like, when he was in prison, like, I feel bad that you're here, bro, because I feel responsible that you're here. Because I was running around acting like an idiot, but, like, I was raised that way to be an idiot. So, you know.
Right. And so I was just lucky.
We had the same upbringing, so we did. But see, when they moved him to the country, it just changed the way his life was. So me, I got 6-point scars all over me, and things like that, CWB tattoos, and
yeah. So they already know what's up with you.
And my brother's got Swazis all over him. So you know, you say, complete opposite, bro.
Right.
Complete opposite.
Someone just said, "Oh man, cracked a little joke," but it's funny to me. All the trolls and shit, I just use it as ammo to do better. But
I don't even see them.
I don't see them. I read them, and then that's it. I just keep.
I don't even see nothing. The only thing I see is on your TikTok.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, well I'm running 2 phones. I keep forgetting that. People usually on YouTube, it's just, man, I don't know if it's all kids or if it's like just the most miserable people or on that app, but because some of them definitely are grown adults. But they'll sit there for my whole life, bro, and go out of their way to be on some ignorant ass shit. But the thing is, and childish, someone cracked a little joke about they said, did your dad come back with the milk? See, I was lucky that my brother's dad raised me, but my real dad's a good person. He's a good person. He just got wrapped up in his own shit. We didn't get close until I was 16. So when I was 3 in 93, my mom and my real dad, they separated. But when my mom met my dad's brother's dad, they met, and at 3, he raised me, and then he had my brother with my mom when I was 16. He been pretty much my dad my whole life, and I stayed with my grandma a lot every weekend. But then they drove me to my dad's and dropped me off with a duffel bag, and they said, my pops pretty much was like, okay, you know, I did the hard part, now you get the easy part, just don't fuck it up. He's both of our son. He drove off. It was really emotional. And then we hung out, and it was crazy. We were like best friends ever since. My dad was like, your mom said that you're not a virgin, you smoke bud, and you drink. Is that true? I was like, yeah. He goes, the beer's in the fridge, the bud's in the tin can, and we'll worry about the pussy later on. And he gave me that, bro. I swear to God, I was like, this is crazy. Ever since that day, we've been like locked in because he's my real dad. But that was like the craziest way that me and him got close that day. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people like.
So my little brother's dad is the one who raised me too. Since I was a little kid, my little sister. So me and my little sister got the same dad, but my little brother's got a different dad.
Okay, same here.
And same mom, yeah. So my stepdad is the one who raised me and my sister and my little brother. Because my real dad was a piece of shit. And every time I catch him, I dog walk him. Every time I catch him.
Beat him up?
Hell yeah. Last time my little sister tried to be in his life and, like, you know, get him to be in her life. And they did it for a little bit. Then he tried to say some fly ass shit to my little sister. My little sister's like the only one that's good out of us. She's a teacher, and she's a real estate agent, and she owns a gym in Cincinnati, and
commentary,
all that shit. So she did good with her life. And so when he got to talk to Fly Tree, I'm like, you know what? I got something for you, bitch ass. As soon as I catch it, and I caught him coming out the bar one day. I was sitting with some brass knuckles. Put him to bed with some brass knuckles when he came out the bar. Me and my homie stomped him out into a puddle. But shit,
it's like that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I got a lot of times like that. I regret, and it happens. You gotta just look at it like a way to grow and elevate.
I don't regret nothing, bro.
You don't?
No more shit.
I actually done some things that I regret.
I wish I would have did better in school and did shit right. But I mean, I'm past that point in life, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I was
so
the best at what I did.
I can see how that makes sense.
Saying?
For me, there are a few things that I regret though, but most of it I'm happy I went.
Me and my homies went to prison. Me and my homies went to prison. We stood on business in prison. I'm respected in the streets. I'm respected in the prison system. I'm respected wherever I go at. I promise you, a trolling motherfucker, that shit don't bother me none. I wish
absolutely. I just read it and keep it pushing. So people always say, somebody was saying how people are hostile to me because I look crazy to the public. He goes, you just look insane the way you look and act. But I like being different, so I don't care. Like, I'm not like somebody else, everybody else. Some people get it. I know convicts, some people in addiction, some go through certain shit. But like a big portion of the people in the world or even online, we have like nothing in common and come from different worlds. So I don't know, man. I just like being different, bro. I like being in a different box category. It's a way of me artistically expressing myself that we are not the same. And when I walk in somewhere, I like that everyone looks at me and I'm different, because right off the rip, they recognize me that something's different. Now, it might be for the wrong reasons sometimes, but I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be like all these fucking people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's shitty. Like, motherfuckers don't know the consequences of. Everybody thinks that, you get this prison time and that's your consequences going to prison. But it's after prison. It's the worst consequences.
Yeah,
bro. Because it's hard as hell to get your life on track and not go back to the same shit and not fall back.
There it goes. I love it. There you go, bro. You just said it.
People don't want to give you the opportunities. They don't want to give you the opportunities. They don't want to give you jobs. Especially if you're like me and you got violent crimes. I got 2 kidnappings, 5 robberies, a burglary, 4 gun specs, and a trafficking charge. So, they're just looking at me like, man, this heroin traffic.
They're going to think you're going to always be that person.
So I'm just a violent criminal to them. That's what I am. Right. But, I ain't been in trouble. I ain't been in trouble in almost 10 years, bro. Now, have I done shit that I could have got in trouble? Hell yeah. Have I been fighting and doing stupid shit? Hell yeah. But it was never nothing. Not put myself into the situation. It's always really been over my kids, really my stepkids. But my stepdaughter was out there, she just was wild and a teenager, and she was getting in all the shit. We was at a carnival one day. My little boy was like 2, and I was walking over to these little slides. It's getting them like the potato sacks in, and you slide down the slide in it.
Yeah.
At the carnival. And a motherfucker sucker punched me while I was pushing my baby in the stroller.
That's always been one of my worst fears, bro.
I let the stroller go. That shit's all over.
I've never had it happen before.
Dude was posting it all over TikTok. He went viral talking about that. I got sucker punched and got my jaw broken. Really, he sucker punched me, and we was fighting. And he tried to run, and my brother-in-law, which is another dub, painted his ass and broke his jaw. Then I picked him up.
And he tried lying on you about getting a jaw, bro.
Yeah, he tried to act. Yeah, he
tried to flip it.
He was trying to get sympathy. And he was on there like, I can't even do nothing. They won't give me no pain pills because I'm on subs. And we was all laughing and shit. We got all the videos, saved all the videos. We was laughing like a motherfucker about it. But most of the shit I get put in, it be other stupid ass shit that ain't even got nothing to do with me.
Right, shit happens like that, bro. I get it. Especially, I've just been lucky because before I went to prison, before I was a felon and shit, I would walk my stroller with 2 straps in the stroller. I don't care if people judge me like that. One was mine, one was my girl's. It would be me and her, 2 of our toddlers walking, 1 and 2 in the stroller. But they were properly handled. Everything was proper, safety, all that. But yeah, the kids are in the stroller, and there's one on the very bottom and one right in the middle in this thing where my hands are. So we lived in the projects, you know what I'm saying? We lived in the heights. We walk all around Area 51 on the north end, right here where I live right now. And I'd be just minding my own business, and we weren't even thinking that they were there. We're just minding our own business. But because of the type of neighborhood this is, had something happened, yeah, we used our strollers. I mean, sometimes they'd be in my pants, but I just remember at one time I had a High Point C9 and a Phoenix Arms 22 was the two that day. So some people that sounds crazy, but that's just part of our. It's part of the world we live in.
I mean,
You just said you
yeah,
got sucker punched with your damn kids with you, bro. Fighting's different though.
Well, I used to be when I can fight though too. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah,
used to
properly safety and
be wild
natural gun
as hell
safety, bro.
Straps. I used to ride around with an AK-47 in my front seat, fully loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Pistols in the glove box, sawed-off shotgun stuffed in the door, all that shit. Strapped.
Cincinnati's wild too. I already know how it is. You just see the video I just posted. There's been 9 shootings on my street, all caught on my security camera, bro. That's just how it is where I'm at. People like over here, people trolling. They probably live in the suburbs. Everything you just described, having all that fucking firepower, sometimes it's really like that. You don't want to go looking for it. You're minding your own business. But if something happens, what the fuck are you gonna do?
We was on records, bro.
It's different if you.
Right. I was legal then to have all that shit back then. I was legal. I was before I had my felonies and shit.
So you bought the shit like in your name or at a gun show or somebody or something?
Really, I got bagged on some fucked up shit. I went to prison in Kentucky for some shit I didn't do, but I did do some shit to put myself in that situation, so I took the time. You know what I'm saying? So my people didn't have to do it because that's the way I looked at it. You know, I was doing this shit. I was out here selling shit, and so I put everybody in that situation by my actions, by fronting some motherfuckers some shit, and putting everybody in that situation where they had to do that. And you know, so I was just like, fuck it. I'll just eat the time. I'll be back out. This shit ain't nothing. I can do this shit on my head. Standing up, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't shit for real, but because
Ohio,
especially when I got to Kentucky, though, it was like a whole different world, bro. I swear, from coming from Ohio prison to Kentucky prison, it was like I was in the fucking Hilton. I'm telling you, completely different, bro.
You're different in your life now. Like people hearing this don't, they could be judgmental all they want. Just like Winter Rose said, people don't just like what's normal to them. They said it's okay. They don't have to like you. Right. I'm saying
I'll stand on what I stand on, and I don't give a shit.
That's how I am. I'll be like, I got that record and shit.
They won't walk up to me on the streets and say nothing.
Right. It's all people just being judgmental on the internet. I don't care what people think about my reputation, my record. That's not who I am now.
You can't worry about what somebody else thinks about you, bro. Are they paying your bills?
Especially doing what I'm doing. That's why
giving you views, ain't they?
Yeah, exactly. They're over here fucking commenting and I'm liking it. I say it all the time. I hope they keep doing it. I have thick skin now. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, bro, listen. The things I went through in the penitentiary, bro, in life, bro, somebody saying something to me, bro, is the least of my worries, bro, ever in life. Because I know for a fact that a motherfucker ain't going to walk up on me and do shit. Because I'm going to give them what they're looking for. Right now, next week, next month, 5 years ago, they would get what they're looking for. Me and my brother-in-law and my homie started one of the biggest prison gangs in the state of Ohio, bro.
Yep.
And it ain't like it used to be, but when we was in that motherfucker, our names was well respected and feared. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah,
my actions speak louder than words, bro. The shit that I've done, my criminal charges,
Yeah,
crazy shit though is when I went to prison for robbing a drug dealer in Ohio. That's what I went to prison for. I got a kidnapping charge and the robbery charges in Ohio for robbing a drug dealer, bro. That's crazy. That's insanity. That's what I told the judge. He was like, yeah. They was like, well, part of the plea agreement is y'all gotta say what was y'all's part in the crime. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Y'all got me, and I'm the only motherfucker that got charged with the kidnappers. I'm the only person that got charged with the kidnappers. My co-defendant that told they dropped hers, and then my brother-in-law was underage. He was 17 when he caught the case, and the juvenile court dismissed the kidnapping charges. And then when I got him, mine got dropped to an F3 kidnapping, which there ain't no such thing as an F3 kidnapping. There's no such crime in the state of Ohio. There's no.
Would they make it up or something?
Yeah, they just made it as an F3 kidnapping. They made a new thing for me, just so they could sentence me under that. And had things on my record, but nobody else got charged with them with me, which is the craziest shit ever. And I'm the only motherfucker that got away, that wasn't caught on the scene of the crime, or none of that shit. But it was wild, dude. Dude answered the door with a pistol, and we just took his shit from him as soon as he opened the door. Like, go on, give it to us, bub. He tried to run, snatched him up. Was like, where's all the shit at, homie? We need everything. And the crazy shit is the neighbors had seen us go in the house, so they done already called the cops. And the one neighbor came next door to try to help him, but he got laid down too. And then we had like half the block laid down outside at gunpoint. Then the cops come flying down the street, and I dipped, got away with a bunch of shit and a gun, and they didn't even catch me. And I walked daylight right down the same streets that they was looking for me in, with the shotgun in my pant leg, all the way back to my homie's house. Oh, shit. Here you go.
Right.
Take that with you. And it was crazy. But then I was all over Crime Stoppers and the news and motherfuckers. I got away from the SWAT, bro. Listen, SWAT hit my house, bro. I was in the house. My homie was in the shower. I went hid in the closet behind some clothes and laid on the floor and with the AK and a bulletproof vest laying over my chest. I think he really seen me, but I think he seen that I had that chopper on me, and he knew what time it was.
He's saying he peeked in there?
That cop shined a flashlight right in my eyes, bro, when I was in that closet. But I had that AK pointing at the door in the closet, and he just turned around and said, there ain't nobody in here, and they left.
He didn't want to deal with that shit.
Hell nah, because they knew I was ignorant. That's why they came with
like
5 police departments to get me. Shit, the second time they got me, it was slick as hell. It was coming out from hitting the lick. And when I walked outside, I seen the sheriff's car. So, the sheriffs were in Kentucky. I was over in Kentucky because that's where I paroled out to my people's house over there. And I was in Kentucky. And I had to get that interstate compact to come over here. And fucking, I seen the sheriff come driving up the street in the sheriff's car, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then 4 cops jumped out the sheriff's car. I was like, oh shit, with AR-15s, like, get on the ground. I just threw all the castles in the bushes, like, and laid down, so they didn't get me with the shit, but they fucking took everybody to jail that day, and the whole neighborhood was like, damn, bro, that was crazy. I didn't even know there was that many cops around there. And there was like 50 different cops from like 7 different police departments, bro. They was out there strong. And all they was doing was getting me.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. I never had that many. I believe it, though. I've just never dealt with that. I've had 2 raids, and each time one was a task force and one was a regular police force that put on task force gear, which was one city cops put on gear. The first one was what's called TAG, it was TAG and Criminal Apprehension Team. It was this thing at the time they were doing called Operation something, I forget, Thunderstorm something in our city, but that was for mostly all drug dealers. So they were already here in our area because they teamed up, and then I just so happened to get in trouble when they were around, and that's why I think they came. My girl was like, babe, there's somebody out back with a mask and a machine, you know what? And I was like, because I already knew they were coming that day, bro. They had already been there 3 times. I was crashing out. It was on day 7. I've been on a run. I didn't want to do it. So I sat there and waited for them to pull back up to my girl's house, and they did. But I didn't think they were going to come like that. I thought they were going to come because they released me from the hospital on accident. You probably heard about that. I was in the mental. I've done the story a couple of times. I was in the mental hospital waiting to go to the prison, and the lady messed the paperwork up, and the guy released me thinking I was a whole different person. And then from that point, I went on a run. So they released me, but they didn't mean to release me. They wanted me in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I still don't see how any of that was legal. I was not even charged or nothing. The shit happened. All they did was took me to the hospital. Never charged me, nothing. 7 days later, when they kept calling me to pick me up, and I kept telling them no, and I was hiding from them, that's when they charged me that same day, bro. How the fuck?
I wish I could remember that dude's name that was from Cincinnati. He was a light-skinned dude. They do a lot of people post a lot of stuff about him on TikTok and stuff.
Light-skinned dude,
about
what
where
about
he
him?
stabbed the inmate. He stabbed the inmate. He was real stocky, had braids. He stabbed the inmate at for squirting piss and shit on him. And
I'm gonna have
the
to look and
Justice
see.
Center.
I don't know if I've done it or not.
I can't remember what his name is, bro. I done seen a bunch of things posted.
Hey, thank
about
you to
him
the
online.
ones that are sticking around and being supportive on both apps, YouTube and TikTok. You said what was that? I'll get to y'all in 1 second.
That he rolled up the CRC with me, bro. That dude was savage, boy.
Oh yeah, light skin dude.
He stabbed somebody in the Justice and light skin dude. He was real stocky. I can't remember what his name was, but he was crazy as hell. They was like, "You're cutting your braids off when you get up." Ray said, "I bet you, motherfucker."
Right. Hey, he's one of them. He was all right.
Bro,
We'll see. And they mean that shit. They be crashing out.
They didn't cut his hair, bro. They didn't cut his hair. He smashed like 15 CEOs at the Justice Center.
They got my bro David Limbeck like that. They made him cut his hair off, bro.
They took him to CRC, and at the time there was a dorm that they had housing the sex offenders in, and they took him over there and locked him in there because they wasn't letting him come out. They was just keeping him in the cell like a segregation cell. And the thing where all the chomos was at, he was so mad, bro. Listen, that motherfucker, it was terrorizing the CRC, bro. I was weak as hell, but hey, that shit was live. That shit was wild as shit too. The first time I went to CRC, you could smoke. The second time I went there, you couldn't.
Ooh, that's bad that you got to experience it.
Bro, I was there when they took it out. So I went from there to Lancaster. And I was at Lancaster in 06, and I left in 07, went to DCI. I was at DCI 07 and 08, and 09. They sent me to Warren. I sat in the hole for 11 months, and then they sent me to Warren. That's when they first STG'd us for the CWB shit. That's when they put it in STG.
I always like that when my brothers would say that.
We was extorting the inmates, the COs, and all kinds of shit, bro. There was so much pack, bro. When I tell you there was so much pack coming in over there, bro, it was the wildest shit you ever seen. The COs would bring that. The visitation was so slick that they literally would let your kid. They had a room for your kids to go in. People could just go in there and put everything you wanted for the kid for the move through the prison in the book, in behind the books, in the kids' area, play area at the visitor room, and then the porters would just come grab your pack and take it back, and you'd have it.
Right.
Boom. That's simple.
Yeah, I've seen that. There's been times a lot of people done that.
They would throw that shit right over the fence, bro. They was throwing it right over the fence, bro. I was like, this shit is crazy. And
they did that while I was at Trumbull. They caught him in the middle
of Dayton. We was in the middle of Dayton, Ohio, bro. It was the craziest shit ever, bro. I was like, this shit is wild.
Yeah, they used to just run up and throw it.
The COs there was doing the most. Like, I be seeing some things they be talking about the women up there now, talking about how fucked up they are up there. But them motherfuckers up there was letting us live, bro. They was letting us live. We could do whatever. We could get tattoos. We could fucking fight. Literally, you walk in. There was a black CO in the one door. I can't remember what the hell his name was, but literally, you going to get him a box of black, and I was like, bro, I want to fight, dude. And y'all had to fight right there in the middle of the day.
Oh, and he was picking up something?
Bruh, because there was no cameras. So you could fight. You would fight right in the middle of the day.
Wait. Which spot was this, though? You said DCI?
DCI, yeah.
What's that? DCI?
Dayton Correctional Institution.
I don't remember that. What? When did they shut it down? Oh, my God. It is the one. I don't know how I forgot. I'm fried, bro. I was thinking like that sounds familiar.
And they had Montgomery pre-release. And the Montgomery pre-release turned into DCI minimum.
Now they got 3 prisons. They got a women. They got DCI level 3. They got Marysville level 2, and they got the pre-release center in Cleveland.
But I'm just saying, no, there was 2 prisons on that spot right there. When I was there, it was DCI and Montgomery pre-release, and it was both men's prisons.
What year?
And then 2008, 9. Yeah, 2008, 9, 2000. I went down there in 2007, 8, 9. Yeah, it was all in. But 2008 or 9 is when they turned it. 2009 is when they turned it into Montgomery pre-release into DCI minimum, and they had one warden instead of having two wardens and two different staffs. They all just made it underneath one warden and one staff for one place instead of having two different wardens. So they was just like eliminating people and like minimizing their staff or whatever. Bro, when I say that place was jumping, it was jumping. They had a studio. That's where Life Jennings was down there at DCI.
Life Jennings was also at Richland. I was there when he there was this thing on the wall. I saw it, and it said he donated $5,000 to build a studio at Richland, and there's a big picture of him.
There was a studio at DCI. And
he might have paid for that too.
Was recording. Nah, that's where he was. Got to record it. They was letting them record their music there, bro. Like,
shit, he came back to Richland. He showed up at Richland after he went home and got famous. He came back and gave him $5,000, and they took a photo of him and put up a plaque and shit, bro. So he's like a legend at Richland.
Yeah, he was all over them prisons over there and shit. And there was mad motherfuckers up there. There was so much crazy shit happened up there though. Like they was like, oh, bro, and that's all I heard was this the sweetest prison you can get to, and we was like, damn, how we gonna get closer to home like that? And so my mom had moved way down into Kentucky, like I told you. So my little brother didn't end up in the same lifestyle as me. Yo. She moved way off into the country and shit with my little brother. And fucking, bro, listen, hey, I used that to get down there on a hardship transfer.
That was good though. Shit, whatever works. I almost got killed at Warren. I almost got killed at Lancaster. Bro, people don't realize there's motherfuckers who get locked up and don't make it home. Especially, look, I just did the video. Nobody would have ever thought. I just saw a video and did a video on a dude who was FaceTiming his brother during the Washington riots of the convicts. And he tells him, hey, bro, I just got stabbed and we're in the middle of a riot. And he's covered in blood. And then nobody knew that was going to be the last time they ever talked. He took screenshots of it and uploaded a video. There was a massive riot, and he FaceTimed him, bro. Yeah, there was 3 or 4 died. One of them was a rapper that fucked with Quando Rondo and a couple other people. His name was Too Quick, the Demon Child.
You never heard about that dude escaping from Lancaster.
That is crazy. I still can't never find. I think I tried. No, I don't. I was gonna look something up and I forgot. But yeah, I know. I want to see that.
That happened in 2006 or 2007.
It was because that's right on the cusp of when the internet was changing, bro. That's why. It's some old shit that should be on the internet and it's not. You know it happened, but when you Google it, nothing comes up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, I seen some crazy shit out there. So them open dorm prisons was way wild.
Hold on, y'all.
Like as far as like fighting and stealing and shit like that than it was at the closed and max prisons. Because it was more lockdown, cells, control, but you could get away with more shit at the lockdown prisons because y'all could go into cells and fight and all that other shit. There wasn't no cells you could fight in it. And
what years was this? For your bids. Mostly. I was like around what to what?
Well, I did 4.5 in juvenile prison. I got out when I was 18. Then I went back to prison when I was 20 in 2006. I think it was 2005 or 6. I went back to prison.
Yeah, that's the old. That's why I asked, because that's before cameras. That's when prison was prison.
Well, they had cameras in
the day room and shit. Yeah, like what? One for the whole dorm? One camera for the whole dorm type shit? That's what I heard about Richland. They had one on the back front wall.
In the corner of the block, like they put them in the corner, like a couple.
Try to get as big of as much as they could. It was grainy. You could only tell what happened sometimes, not who did it. I know that for a fact. It was blurry as fuck, and then it switched in like 2010. They started getting good shit when iPhones came out.
They didn't have no cameras at all, not none. There wasn't cameras outside on the yard. Outside on the yard was the only place that they had cameras at.
That's why I asked you what time frame. I was wondering. I've heard all those stories. They used to cover them up with Vaseline too. The old felons I heard at Richland would go up and take the Vaseline and put it on a broom. and they would go like this. And as they were smearing that on, everyone in the dorm knew something bad was about to happen, because as soon as they would do that, all the gangs would crash on whatever, whether it was hitting a lick, robbing somebody, beating up the cho, and taking his box. But they would do it all as one motion, cover it up with Vaseline. Then by the time staff would try to come down, the bad shit already happened. They'd clean it off. I don't know. That's what he said.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. When I went to Lancaster, bro, hey, that shit was off the chain. That's all I heard the whole time I was leaving CRC. Like, shit, you're going to the Gladiator Arena, bro.
I was at Lancaster too, bro.
Like, Gladiator.
Lancaster.
They was calling Noble the Thunderdome, and Lancaster the Gladiator Arena, bro.
Yep, and that sounds about right.
Like,
yeah,
man.
That's how the bathroom and I dorm was.
I was like, man. And they sent me and my brother-in-law. He wasn't my brother-in-law at the time. He was just my homie. But they sent me and my co-defendant to CRC together, put us in the same block, put us in the same reception or two. Then they sent us over to the same block. And then they sent us to the same prison. And we wasn't in the same dorm at first, but then I got in a fight and I went to the hole, and then they put me in the dorm with him. Like 2 racks down from him. And we lived like that all the way until I went to DCI on the hardship, and he had got a write-up and got put in that AHU. He had started that AHU at Lancaster on H3. It was like a disciplinary.
It was like a LPH, right? What, they give you on restrictions? You were on controlled movement with restrictions, and you had to live on that street.
No commissary, no none of that shit. They had to sit up there with nothing.
Your phone pin shut off.
It's like being in a hole, bro.
Yeah, well, LPH is like that at Trumbull, like you just described. But you're wearing oranges. They take all your electronics, but they give you the rest of your pack up, and they put you in a block, and the whole block is fucked. No electronics. Everybody's just sitting around bored reading books, knowing damn well in every other block they got TVs, tablets, and radios.
Yeah, that's how they did it there, but they had to stop it for some reason. They had to stop doing it for some reason. But it was so wild, even up when they did that, it was so wild. Like, you would get put in that motherfucker, and you could never get out of it, but you could never not get a ticket to get out. So it was basically like the hole was so overcrowded from so much shit going on. Like, my first month in prison, bro, and this is me, my first time being in prison, in adult prison. My first time being in prison as an adult. The first month, I watched a dude get his eyeball knocked out of his head. I got a dude get beat half to death with a locker box tray.
They took them out for that reason.
2 people get stabbed. I almost got killed. And a ride almost popped off because of us. All over some stupid shit. Over my brother-in-law, the CD player, and us playing a joke on my brother-in-law.
I think you told me about that last time.
Yeah.
That's nuts. You can tell if you want. It's up to you if you want. I don't care. I'm just letting you, everything you're saying is what we do on my channel. We go into podcasts about story times, but we don't. We're showing y'all what we went through.
All that shit happened in my first couple months in prison, bro. I was like, dude,
that's like Dustin Dent come on here, and everything he went through was in the first 30 days, and then from there he was good. He told a bunch of shit like that. Motherfuckers tried us when we first got there because they didn't know who that's
it was.
Normal. That's gonna happen.
They stole my brother-in-law CD player. They kicked my box, but as soon as we started thumping their heads, and I didn't give a fuck. I beat up everybody next to me and around me. Like, fuck it. One of y'all seen this, I'm going to start whooping y'all motherfuckers till I get the right one. Cool. Straight to the hole I went.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do because it passes around. People be like, hey, he ain't going. Don't try him. He ain't going. And then you get to know people, and they respect you. And before you know it, you know people. And that means something. Like, when I got to Lake Erie, I knew people as soon as I walked in the dorm, bro. The moment. And they were actually robbing the ride-in when I got there.
When we really got the most respect that we had on the yard, because I was a G and I was functioning on the yard up there. We had just started to function on the yard. Me and the homies, when I got there, started to function on the yard, where they had, you know what I'm saying?
I like that though. It's turned that you had both, and they allowed it because you're from Cincinnati, and you had the guys, the folks, and then you had your other guys. They were cool with it though.
Well, see, that shit didn't come. That shit didn't come. The Dub shit didn't come till after that. I done already left Lancaster, so we had got the letter about the Dub shit at Lancaster. So really,
Got you.
He had this, and Danny Boy and Robbie Doo and a few other motherfuckers. They sent the letter down to my brother Tank, and he's like, bruh, because we was getting the tattoos, and they was like, shit, they all getting the tattoos up there too. They're all got the CWB on them too. But we had was like, shit, we're taking it to the next level. I'm like, shit, we could put the Bengals C. We put the Bengals B in it, the Cincinnati Reds C in this shit.
That was cool as hell. My bad, bro. Thank you,
Nicole. We just took off on that shit, but yeah, bro. But that shit didn't happen until after that. But yeah, we was up there doing that shit. But when the Migos pulled down on me and I came out on the yard with 5 motherfuckers against 50, they was like, shit, this motherfucker right here is crazy. He's ignorant.
Yeah, you're built different. They know that. They know who's built different and who's not. You got
and the only thing,
average people.
It could have went down, but dude was scared to fight me because I done already knocked him out once. And
who was the dude from another situation?
The dude, yeah, the Migo.
JFK, get out of here with that weird shit. Quit saying racist shit in my life. You said what? It was what? In Noble? You were with them at Noble?
He was with who at Noble?
What'd you just say before that? I was reading a comment.
It was one of the Migos when that shit happened. And they had us surrounded, bro. They had 5 of us surrounded on the fence, but we had like 200 people behind them, but they had like 100 people. They locked us in the rec yard, bro.
That's what they do.
They locked the gate on the rec yard and called for the CERT team to come.
They trick you, bro. You're trapped. You ain't going nowhere. They'll come in. They'll wait patiently, and when they come in, they know who's who. They'll lock you in the gymnasium, the rec area, the bathroom back there, whatever they feel like they got to do. They will lock you, and then once they're ready, they'll open the door and charge everybody.
Yeah.
You ever seen the paint they spray? The see-through shit that glows up on the thing. They were putting it on packs, fake packs, seeing who would pick them up because it was so bad at Richland that they would just CEOs would be walking and they find packs that never met the right person because it was so common. Sometimes wires would get crossed and it might have got left or they didn't get to it in time. That bad. And they started putting paint on fake ones so that when people would either A, find it randomly, or B, know it was, they would see it, whatever, they'd pick it up and then they'd catch them with it and they'd try to deny it and they'd put the UV thing on and be like, well, this says otherwise.
The hardest shit I ever seen them have in prison was them rubber ball grenades, bro. But they could pull the grenade and throw it in the fucking thing and it just blasted mass rubber balls.
Oh yeah, it's called a scatter canister or some shit. I forget. I know what it is.
They used that motherfucker one time at Lancaster, bro. Hey, that shit was crazy.
True. What are you talking about? Yeah, jail is wild, man. This is the shit we went through. People always say something, but look, talking about prison for 2 years has kept me to stay relevant. Like, you've stayed free a long time. It's hard to do. A lot of people don't make it. I was scared I was going to be a statistic, but then I started doing this content shit, and now I think about prison every day, and now I'm all about, like, recovery, advocacy, but I'm California sober. I take MAT meds and smoke. But it's I quit drinking.
It took me going back a lot of times, bro. It took me going back a lot of times.
That's what I'm saying. Some people do that. I've only been to juvie once, county 13 times, and prison once. You know what I'm saying? So count that up. That's like 15 incarcerations in my entire life, and now I've been free for 2 years. I don't know. James, what's up?
Yeah.
You went to prison a couple times though. Yeah, it happens, bro. Some people just don't. I hear it's out of sight, out of mind. That's why I was afraid I was gonna get out and it was gonna be out of sight, out of mind, and I'm gonna forget. But this don't let me do that. I would see people come back 3 times, y'all. 2 or 3 times. And I know you know what I mean. You're doing your bid. They go home, come back, go home, come back. Even sometimes go home, come back a 3rd time, and then you get released. And it's just a mind fuck. You're like, why the old fucking Jim Bob come back 3 times before I even made it home? What is so hard about staying free in the free world? I don't understand. Some people just can't do it. They're so institutionalized. They get out and they do dumb shit. The threat don't scare them.
You posted the pictures of it, bro. That's what we was doing when I got out of prison, bro. That's when I first got out of prison. All them pictures you had.
That's crazy. I could bring, if you want, I'll bring them up. If you don't, I won't. You probably don't want me to.
I don't care. You want to,
because I could actually do that. So hold it down for a second. Hold it down for a second. I'm gonna go to Google. This shit's Fucking crazy. All the people over there talking shit on
where
YouTube.
You from at, where you from at the 513, James? I can see your
Cincinnati
comments.
Wild Boys. So you type in Cincinnati Wild Boys, their old original crew comes up. And that's how this dude found me, was using these photos I found on Google, which is about this well-known organization here in Cincinnati. And all these dudes that be coming up, was one of them was him, and we started kicking it and doing podcasts together. And I asked a few people, and come to find out, he knows like just hella people that I know. All right. I'm gonna come over there in a second on YouTube, y'all. Just for now, I'm kind of running things on this side. So what I was saying, right? I didn't even grab them all. This is just most of them. You should have already seen all these. So here, I'm gonna do them randomly, and then they're coming up
right there in
big.
The middle. That's
is it
me right there?
The bottom or the top?
With the bottom, right there, with the big 6-point star on my chest,
right here,
bro. With the like the plaid shorts
on. You're like squatted down, like crouched down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then we got, let me see. So yeah, y'all, we I did a thing on C-Dub, Cincinnati Wild Boys. Andy Lang was my bunkie. I made a little tribute to him. Was part 2, and part 1 was what I felt comfortable saying about this without trying to say too much and without being disrespectful. Along the line, some people seen it, pretty much hit him up. Is like, hey, bro, it's crazy. I saw you and your people on this random dude's thing. And then that's how he came and started watching me. Eventually, we talked. And then, you know what I'm saying? And that was that. Tell me who else you know here. That's probably, you can't recognize who the hell that is, huh? Here's the one. There's the one.
Yeah. That's Bebe at the right. That's Tony King in the middle at the top. There's Ernie Crawford. He's dead. He's the one in the white t-shirt. Rob Chandler sitting down with the wife beater on.
That's the one. This another one. Hold on. So I did 1, 2. Look, they're coming up weird though, where you can only see a portion. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's how it's coming up for some reason. It's like they're zooming them in. I don't know who these guys. Look, there's 3 people. It's only showing 1.5. So it's gonna see one person. Right. There's another one. They're only gonna show the middle. So each of these photos, they got like 9, 11 people, bro.
The big fat motherfucker. That's Tank.
Okay. It's not showing because it's too many people, bro. Hey, y'all know white folks passed away?
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
I seen that yesterday.
That's crazy.
In a motorcycle wreck.
Rest in peace, white folks. Yeah, he definitely had a influence in the area, really everywhere. He went from a rapper to a social media sensation and influencer, they called it. Hey, Kirk, thank you for that earlier, bro.
You know what's crazy, though, bro? All these motherfuckers got out of prison. They made all these cookbooks. That's where I got out of prison. I told my people, I should make a cookbook about all the shit we made in prison. I bet y'all could sell that shit. And the motherfucker did that shit, and I sat around bullshit.
Oh, yeah, we've talked. Didn't you bring it up last time? You said you wished, what, since then? You've seen it since then?
Yeah,
somebody got paid?
I've not been seeing that shit, but since I've been out of prison, yeah.
Damn, why does that look like that? You guys seeing that?
It's because your head is moving.
But that's weird that it like looks like that.
It's picking up something.
It's picking up something. Well, it picks up the fucking face behind me sometimes, the $100 bill. This is Lebanon level 3 where me and him was at. Not the whole time, but we were both at this place. I'll say, hold on, I'm showing YouTube. I gotta get right in the right position.
If I was an A, B, and J.
That's 3 tiers. Downstairs, 2nd floor, 3rd floor. When you see up top, up here, that is up. Well, I can't get to it. Way up top is the 3rd floor. It don't look high, but that's 3 stories high. Yeah, Lebanon's off the chain. Yeah, that's my crazy prison. Lake Erie and Lebanon was my 2 craziest prisons that I experienced. Yeah, Chicago.
Lebanon was wild. It was wild.
Definitely.
It was wild there.
R.I.P. him. Plenty much white folks, man. That's crazy.
I got there, and we was used to ducking off and fighting in the back and fighting where the COs couldn't see us. When I got to Lebanon, they was talking about shit. We're crashing out. I'm like, it sounds like some check-in shit. And they're like, shit, that's how we got to do it here, bro. That's the only way you can get motherfuckers. And I'm like,
wait,
what?
at Lebanon? Yeah. What, you weren't used to that? You were like wondering, you're like, why? What do you mean? But it was because they were doing it in the person.
Why ain't you just going in the cell? Why ain't you just going in the cell? That's why I used to say, like, why ain't you just going in the cell with you, bro? And they're like, shit, that's how we do it here. We crash them out wherever they're at.
Hey,
like,
that's wild, ain't it? Lebanon is known for in your face. Like, look, prison to prison, you just like he just said, you heard what he said, is different. Sometimes they'll organize shit, go in the bathroom in a back wall, get away with it. But at Leb, that does happen, like during day room or on the yard. Yeah, they do that too. But like 70%, in my opinion, of all fights, there's only like 30% organized. Like 70 are either on the spot without being planned, or it is planned, and they tell them, "Fuck it, do it in a chow hall." You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what we used to say. That's what we used to say when motherfuckers used to do shit in the chow hall. We'd be like, "Shit, that motherfucker just did a check-in move right there. He was trying to check in."
Right, but up there it's normal. They want to do it until the COs break it up, and usually that's 1 to 3 minutes. Give or take 1 to 3 minutes.
That's what we used to say. We used to say, "Motherfucker, shit for that long." Then I got the lab, and they was doing that shit on the regular. And I'm like, "Dang, what the fuck's going on with y'all, bro? What y'all keep doing this check-in shit for?" And they was like, "Bro, that's how you got to get down here, bro.
Everybody got to see the shit, bro. It has to be a spectacle. You got to earn everybody's respect, because it's everybody there is a knucklehead. Everybody has done, at least when I was at Lib, it was disciplinary, so everyone got sent for a reason. I've heard other stories like, no, I got class there, or it was close to home. But when I went there, everyone got sentenced within prison to Lib. Like, they got in trouble and they said, no, you got to go do at least 365 days at Lebanon.
They were my parent institute, level 3 institution. That was my parent institution. Back in the day, if you got sent to a level 3, you had a parent institution.
Yeah, you still do. But what, you got in trouble at Warren and got sent to Leb?
No, so when I came back on the PRC violation, I was supposed to go to Warren, and that's when they stabbed the dudes. They stabbed the ABs over the phones.
Okay, yeah. Right here, hold on.
And
I'm gonna bring this up.
And they did that shit, and I was like, damn. And I was supposed to go to Warren, and the morning they packed me up, they took me to Lab instead. And I was like, I ain't supposed to be coming here. I'm supposed to be going next door. I thought I was going there with all my homies and shit.
Hold on, you can't hear me, but hold on now. Yui, Tui.
Yep.
Everybody's always saying wanksters and gangsters. I never even said that about myself. Y'all did. I don't portray myself like that. I just do what I do, and I don't do what I don't do. So y'all tripping for that. Look, this is what I think this match is, but I'm not 100% sure. To the story we were just talking about. Boom. Is this? I did it again. Well, anyways, that's 11 people. That's supposed to show. Or not 11. Yeah, let me see. 1, 2. Where'd it go? Whatever.
It was over the phone, bro. It was all over.
It was over the phone.
Bro.
It shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 11 people, which is, it looks like 4. It looks like 2 black dudes, 2 white dudes, and then all the rest are ABs or C dubs. I don't know. I can't tell because they got them separated. I think those got to be C dubs, or they were just involved, because I know it was the ABs and. You know what I'm saying, right? And C does. Well, there's a couple black people in there too.
Okay, but so that's the thing, though. The black homies rolled with us.
I know.
We was hood honkies.
The wild boys.
We was the hood honkies in the prison. So we was living the same type of lifestyle they was living. We were from the same type of lifestyle. So when we came to prison, the ABs was salty because they was mad because we was recruiting all the real motherfuckers that was about that action, but we really wasn't recruiting. Motherfuckers was just coming to us like, damn, bro, that shit's live, bro.
Yeah, because it's Cincinnati.
And we was like, shit, anybody can't get this tattoo, bro. And not everybody can have this tattoo.
They made you get the cage.
Even a lot of the homies, Even a lot of the homies wanted, like, motherfuckers that kicked it with us. And I was like, bro, you just ain't cut from that cloth, bro. You can't wear the same. You can't rep what I'm.
They're like, I'm from Cincinnati. They can at least get to see, well, because I don't know if you want to explain that, how it goes in two parts with the certain two letters, and then you earn the third letter.
So what it was Cincinnati White Boys. That's the name of it, bro. Mm-hmm. And there's branches off of it. There's branches off of it. So all the motherfuckers from Cincinnati are Cincinnati White Boys. And everybody else that's not from Cincinnati or that is not white is a wild boy. Wow. But they didn't have that shit at first. Like, we didn't want that shit to happen like that.
Right.
When I had left prison and been going from there, and I went to Kentucky and was in Kentucky prison, and all that shit was happening when I came back to prison. So I walked into that shit, bro. I even had beef over that shit when I first came back. Like, what the fuck's all this bullshit? And they were salty because I come
something
in
that
like
was supposed to be that.
I'm from Brown County. He's like, I'm a dub. I'm like, where you from? Where you from out in the city? He's like, shit, I'm from Brown County. I was like, you ain't no motherfucking dub, bro. Get the fuck out of my face.
Oh,
bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
I got you.
Go the fuck down the way, bro.
That's when they changed it to Certified Wild Boys, right? And then instead of Cincinnati White Boys. So them are the two.
It was Certified Wild Boys.
Or Cincinnati if they're from Cincinnati.
No, it was still Cincinnati White Boys, yeah.
But I'm saying, so if they were something else, then they changed it. But what if they were a black dude from Cincinnati? Then was it Cincinnati Wild Boy instead of Certified Wild Boy? That's what I was thinking.
No, they were still Certified Wild Boys.
Because they're not the original. Okay, yeah, I got you. Because I've heard that. My bunkie talked about this shit for hours. Him and
at the time when I was in prison, there was only 2 black thugs.
Yeah.
One was black and one was mixed.
Hold on, I gotta grab a light real quick. Go ahead. They can hear you. I can hear you. I'm just stepping in the kitchen.
And then there was a dude. Then there was one dude that hung around with us that wasn't a dub, but he fucked with us tough and repped us, but he wasn't affiliated with us. But when I hit the prison, they had all kinds of motherfuckers, and they did it just to get numbers, bro. Because basically they was outnumbered in the prisons, bro, and they was like, "Fuck it, we're about to stack up numbers." Because at first, when we first started the CWB shit, all the Dayton cats and the Columbus cats was like, "Shit, what's up, bro? We can't get down with y'all." The real motherfuckers like, "Damn, we can't get down with y'all." I was like, "Shit, y'all homies, bro. Shit, y'all still our motherfucking homies. We'll still ride for you, bro. You ain't gotta have a pass just for us to ride with you, bro. If you're my dog, we're gonna ride for you anyways."
Cody, what up, man? Tactical Cody. Go check him out, y'all. You guys will like his content.
Who?
Tactical Cody was just in here. I don't know if he's still. Yeah, he said C-Dub. You know him? Me and him was hanging out and shit.
No, I don't know. I seen this shit.
You seen him before? Yeah.
Post bad shit about dude and good shit about. I don't know.
Yeah. Who? Wait. What was it? What'd you say? Somebody, yeah, bad. I know. Yeah, I thought that's
some dude was trying to post some paperwork the other day. I seen
right, but he never did. He said it. He just never did it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Got some Fed shit.
Yeah, he was saying that he just never produced anything. But I was I don't even want to go down. It's a rabbit hole, bro. But I want to. From now on, I'm only gonna like let people talk for themselves or something. Or say, show it and prove it. Because I've even done that myself.
I don't know him. I never heard that. He wasn't in prison when I was in prison. A lot of these motherfuckers wasn't in prison when I was in prison, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was in prison from 2006 to 2010. And I got out and I came back in 2016 and was there for 2016. And then I got out of Ohio. And then in between, I was in Kentucky prison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, so that's all I'm saying. Like I've been learning just, some things may or may not be true, but it doesn't affect me for one, whether it is or isn't. And if I can't have proof by it, I really don't care. But even when it does happen, there's been people I've worked with that a lot of people hate on here at this point, but all they ever did was good for me and never disrespected me. So it puts you in a position to be like, well, fuck you anyways for everything you did just because the whole internet don't like you. That's
let me respond to dude. Hey, Tattoo Cody, bro, I don't know if this shit's true or not, bro. I'm just telling y'all, seen somebody post some shit about you on the thing.
Yeah.
If a motherfucker can't produce me paperwork, I don't believe nothing.
And that's why I commented on the video. If you're probably talking about the same one, which I said it seems like everybody's always doing this, and that I'll never go back to doing that. If I'm beefing with somebody, whether I feel like I could get something out of it or not by beefing with them, it's taught me something, and I've learned. I've been on both sides of that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's dumb.
But,
and if they can't show me.
The thing motherfuckers got to understand though, even when I was in prison, like everybody would be like shit, like some of the homies be like shit, dude can't even fight for real. And I'll be like shit, it don't matter if he can fight, bro. If he will fight.
Yeah. That's all that matters. 100%.
Has the heart to go out there.
Hey, 100% attendance they call it. You just gotta have 100%.
Because I'm gonna ride for you, bro. I'm gonna fight for you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fight for you. You can ask my motherfucking homies. They didn't have to fight if I was standing there. You gotta fight me. You gotta fight me, bro. Because I got work. I'm a motherfucking bust their motherfucking skull open, break jaws and
make them work for that shit, huh? Hey, that's how Andy was, bro. He was a fucking scrapper. I don't know if Cody knew Andy Lang, but he was my bunkie, C-Dub homie, and he had a lot of respect too. Like they was the staff, the convicts. Right. He was my bunkie. They did an interview.
Motherfuckers make us look bad, bro. Like all us real OG-Dubs, bro. That shit so watered down.
That definitely seemed like I never seen that with my own eyes. I seen K-Dubs. I never seen the G-Dubs thing. I know it's happened. I seen the C-Dubs and the convicted family come together and make a KF make a alliance and a hit squad. I did see that before at Lancaster, and I think they was talking about it at Live. But yeah, the G thing I never seen it. We had an alliance with KFs one time. They only lasted like a month.
So the thing with the G's was the G's was supposed to ride with the Dubs because of me, bro. That's why they
because you was full.
And I was one of the heads of the Dubs. And
Mr. Randall,
they was gonna back me regardless because I'm real. I'm solid, and I stood on my 6 and I stood on my 10 toes as a Dub. So motherfuckers knew that I wasn't on no bullshit. And if there was any type of trauma, I was gonna resolve that shit. And y'all motherfuckers is gonna go fight like if it was one of the homies. Y'all gonna go in there, hit 1-on-1, and that shit's done.
Yeah.
And it's over with.
That's how it should be. And a lot of people are by that code, a lot ain't. It's crazy how some people, man, they won't let you.
I was super aggressive in prison, bro, with bullshit. Like I was for real ignorant.
So you've been home for a while now, right?
There was another white gang from Cincinnati. It was called the Cincinnati Caucasian Cartel. My dude Bo C started that shit back before we ever hit prison. But it was phased out by the time we got there, and they had some lightning bolt shit in their patch. And
so they were all about just keeping the race thing going and being from Cincinnati. They tried like a AB version of C-Dubs. It sounds like
that's basically what they did. Yeah, basically.
What it sounds like.
But it really wasn't though, because Bo C and them was from Price Hill, bro. They was from the hoodest part of the city for the white boys. You know
so you ended up. Hey, which joint should I put up back here? Because I got all these photos on the thing. I'm gonna try to like keep it a prison theme, but I don't know which one to put up. Maybe like
I was at Liv, I was at Warren, I was at DCI, I was at Lane.
NEOCC is crazy. I know he been there, but I never been there. That's like the craziest spot now in Ohio, besides Lib, Ross, and probably like Mansfield and maybe.
Where's it at?
NEOCC in Youngstown. It's the level 3 version of Lake Erie because Lake Erie is also privately owned by them. It's an open door. Then NEOCC's a level 3 owned by them, and it's people just do whatever they want.
I never went to none of the North prisons. My brother-in-law went to Ross and Mansfield. He went up to OSP. He went to OSP because when he went back to prison. So I went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
I got out 52 days before he got out, and I was back in prison in 52 days. He was back. He got out, and I was going back to prison. He got out the day after I went back to jail.
Right.
He got out of prison 52 days after me. Because I stayed in jail, he got bonded out. And dude, that shit was just
this is from that documentary right here. Look, they did about Leb. You can see the doors back there and shit. You see it? Yeah.
Yeah, Graham didn't look that nice when I was there, bro.
Was it a different color? This is 2006 right here, and Leb still looks like this to me with the colors, the paint. That's the same font, the numbers, same font or whatever. You know what I mean?
It's just real bright. It's real bright looking to me. That shit wasn't that bright. It was all dingy and shit in there when I was there, bro.
Maybe they did this for the show. Maybe that's why they painted it.
Them walls, bro, they was cleaning the asbestos out of that motherfucker when I was there.
No, I know what you mean though, because it does seem like they were probably like, "Oh, we got a documentary coming. Let's put a couple thousand and do a paint job real quick to make it look better." That's all that is. I know you remember these. What do you call that when you think about that? Like in joint though. Well, yeah, it's that for sure. But they was calling it ice, like being put on ice in different joints, a couple different joints. So you go in there as a timeout. This is in the hole.
They didn't have that. They didn't have that shit there.
It's called cell ice.
They didn't have that shit.
Yeah, it's called cell ice.
When I was in the hole, they just put you in the hole, bro.
Well, this is a chance for you to not go to the hole, bro. This is for them to decide if you're worth keeping in the hole because it's so many people smoking tune and epping and shit. They'll put you in there.
Bro.
They'll say, "Hey, you're in there till my shift."
I was a high STG.
Yeah, they probably were the points and shit. No, I get it. That makes sense. They might not have. You would have been the one that had just kept in there. Some people.
And I'm staying there for a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The last time I went to the hole there, so I was there on a PRC violation. So just think, I wasn't even at there for a long ass time when I went to lab. I was just there for a short ass time, and all that shit happened when I was at lab. And literally 30 days in the hole, 30 days in the hole, 2 weeks in the hole, and that shit was ignorant, bro. It was crazy.
Did they do LCs when you was there? I never saw LCs.
SC, security control, where they'd keep your ass in there.
Max, hold on. You gotta go. Okay, come on.
The
Don't
LC,
bark. Please don't bark.
They gave me a bunch of LCs.
I see.
I had to go drag all the paperwork out, but I still got all the paperwork, all the tickets that I ever got. I got all that shit in there, sitting in a folder somewhere. But I just ain't had it out so many years. I don't know exactly where it's at. But I kept all that shit. I still got a whole big ass thing.
I was just thinking about it today. I was reminded of it, like realizing I'm looking at all my stuff from my bag. And I'm like, yeah, I could be doing this to make more content and different shit like that. You know, I have all my property is what I'm saying in my bag.
Yeah, bro, that's what you should do. Post your write-ups and talk about that story. There you go, bam.
One by one at that, yeah.
But for real, anybody that made it out of Ohio prison, however the fuck they made it out of there, they made it through the Gladiator. And that's why I tell motherfuckers still to today. When I was in Kentucky prison, it was like I was in the hill. And shit started getting crazy there right when I was about to leave. I seen a bunch of wild shit. But they had a couple prisons that was off the chain over there, like Eastern and KSP, which is an Eddie deal. Them prisons were off the chain. They're like Lebanon and Lucasville and shit like that. But the rest of the prisons was sweet as hell. Hell yeah. Hey, I mean, they had motherfuckers that was there that was putting in work and doing shit. But Kentucky's prison system is just designed different, bro. When you put us in Ohio prison, it was day for day. There's no good time. There's no nothing. You're serving until this date, and it doesn't matter what the fuck you do in the process of that time. You're not changing that date unless you kill somebody or you get caught bringing some drugs. And you get caught bringing something into the prison, bro. That's the only way you're catching a new case in Ohio.
Yeah.
You literally had to kill somebody or get caught bringing something into prison. That was it.
What are you doing, man?
You was never catching an outside case or getting no extra time. But in Kentucky, them motherfuckers had parole, and they had this long-ass time you could do. So if you got a 15-year sentence, you can get out in 2 or 3 years. You get out 3 years in Kentucky on a 15-year sentence on parole if you can make it, which you don't never make parole on the first time up over there. They flop you and give you some kind of program. But they made you program over there. And all your programs in Kentucky, they knocked off good time. So you could get 90 days for this program, 90 days for this program, 60 days for this one, 30 for that one. And you had to take these classes, then would knock time off the end of your sentence.
Not 1 or 5, right? In Ohio, it's 1 good day or 5 because of how many.
And Kentucky, you got 7 good days, meritorious good days a month. If you didn't get in no trouble, they took off 7 days a month. And if you worked, you could get 4. You could get 4 days for every 40 hours that you worked off your sentence.
That's good. I only got 1 day, bro.
Oh no, you get 1 day for every 40 hours. So a month, you could get 4 days off a month for working, and you could get 7 days off for not getting no write-ups.
Yeah, Got one. I got out on my daughter's birthday.
There was no reason to try to better yourself. There was no reason to try to do nothing. Your number one goal was to be the most savage motherfucker in the prison. So that way you had the most power and control, and you could have your hand in everything to make money.
Ain't that crazy?
I seen so much money get made and shit in prison. So many motherfuckers get fucked up and air flighted out off the prisons.
Mm-hmm. You know who says that a lot is K-Frog TV. He got it as part of his he's a YouTuber mostly, like with this shit. That's the app he uses, and he made that part of his brand. It's called Life Flight something with his like clothing shit. It's a Florida thing.
Yeah, so before I knew about you, I used to see that little tattoo Cody do shit and watch and shit a little bit. And there was some other dude that he was with.
Probably seen him before me, yeah. Being pushed out.
Somebody
you found him first and then me. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, before I knew you, I had seen him coming around. His
name,
he was kicking with somebody with 420 or something.
420
something. 420.
Burner.
I don't know. I just be on here scrolling through shit. But I used to watch some of his shit. But when I get to seeing people posting all kinds of crazy shit about motherfuckers, man, I just kind of like fall back off of motherfuckers. I prefer not to put myself around people or situations that can get me clammed up.
For sure. I feel that.
But like, shit, you can't respect, motherfucker, like I said, everybody can't be a gangster. Everybody can't be a savage. Everybody can't fight. Everybody ain't going to be on the same level as the next man. So you got to respect motherfuckers for what person that they are, as long as they're real.
What's up,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said, motherfuckers, everybody can't fight. A lot of people do bullshit. A lot of people make mistakes. And but shit, that's like when I first got to live, they was trying to, they done already whacked one of the homeboys. And it was crazy because that was the biggest predicament I ever was put in prison. When I ever went to prison, when I was ever in prison, even I went a couple times, I almost got killed. But the most fucked up situation was when I went to live, and they just had the incident where dude he was a Simon City Royal, and he tried to denounce his six and become a dub. And they patched him up and covered all the stuff up. And the G's was not having that shit, bro. And my other homie, Jason Brown, he was a Simon City Royal from Cincinnati, too. And the crazy thing is that I got there and I seen him, and me and him was kicking. He's dead now, rest in peace, my homie. But fucking, we was kicking. He was one of the tattoo mans and shit. And he's like, bro, he's like, what's up, bro? He's like, shit. He's like, I know you're a G and I know you're a dub. He's like, but this situation just happened, bro. So what the hell are you going to do? I'm like, shit, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, bro. I'm a gangster. That's what I used to tell him. I'm a gangster. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to. Mm-hmm. And ain't a motherfucker going to say nothing to me.
That's how Andy was, too.
But it was crazy, though, because they all pulled down. They all pulled down. We had to have a sit down. We had to have a 6-7 sit down, and we was all sitting there. And they was like, so what's going to happen if something pops off? I said, if something pops off, you're going to come to me and tell me what the fuck popped off first off, and let me see what the fuck's going on. Because if it's one of my homies, it's going to be a problem on both sides. You know what I'm saying? But if it's some bullshit, they did some bullshit, then it had to get handled with the right way. You know, just like any other type of politics. It's like, what if there's a war going to pop out? What would happen? I'll be like, there ain't going to be no motherfucking war popping off. That's what I'm telling you. There ain't going to be one. Because I'm not going to allow it to happen. So, you know, I put myself in a dangerous situation. Hell yeah, it ended up going like that. Motherfucker ain't going to never make me cover up nothing I got on me.
So everything just got let go and it just was let it be right.
With me, they did. Well, I had to beat one of the homies up. They tried to send a hit on me because they were scared I was going to take the keys from them out of prison. And so they tried to send a hit on me. Well, none of the homies on the side would fight with me. I told you that story. None of the homies would fight with me. So they sent a dude named Savage. He's dead now. He's from Claremont County, and they sent him to fight me. And it's like, yeah, these motherfuckers on my side was like, bro, dudes brace people's faces and shit. I kept telling him, like, bro, I'm about to go in here and fuck him up, bro. And I told him that every day, and I was like, bro, if you come in this bathroom, I said, I'm not going to have no fucking mercy on you, bro. I'm going to beat you to death.
That confidence is a thing, too.
And that's exactly what I did to him. I went in there and beat the shit out of him. Left him looking like a unicorn. He had a big-ass fucking pump knot on his forehead, squirting blood out of it, and mask knots through my knuckles. So they hit him all over the place. I hit him with like some UFC knee shit in that little bitty bathroom out there in Liv. That was the tightest fighting spot.
Which bathroom? Wait, which bathroom? Oh, at Rec Center?
On the yard.
Yeah, bro. That I did a 2v1 in there. At first, it was just me and Yuck Mouth, and then right about the end of the fight, 2-6 ran, kicked me in the back and shit. And I tried to keep up with it for 10 seconds, and it stopped. Huh?
I know him too. I'm trying to think of who had the keys there at the G's when I was at Lab.
Oh, back then I wouldn't know. Yeah. My bad. I hit that. I wrote that thing up, bro. You know, I really don't be doing that.
It was a Columbus cat. It was the Columbus cat. I want to say that was down there. But they had two different motherfuckers because they had the Silent City rules there and they had the G's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit was crazy. But yeah, I mean, shit, I had to go and all that dumbass shit over that. And the whole time I'm thinking like, bro, I'm about to go home in like 90 days, and I got to deal with this stupid ass shit.
See, people don't understand. That's what I've meant when I made videos saying it makes other people's issues, struggles, your shit. Like, no matter what's going on with you, once something happens and everyone has to react, it makes everyone else's problems your problems. Exactly like that. And not, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody.
Well, they was bringing to my problem, yeah, because of somebody else's actions. Because it was
and it triggers, yeah, but it's everybody gets involved.
It wasn't exactly to what I did because I never denounced nothing. I still was in the G.
Right, I get it though.
To the world blows, you know what I'm saying?
People just don't get it.
Nothing. But the thing is, I'm a dub till the death of me. That's my shit. That's how I told him.
You was just entrenched deep in that world, bro. Entrenched in that life, and it's accepted. I could see it. It makes sense. I've seen a couple people actually in like a similar situation. Not exactly like that, but where they let it.
Well, if you're a real motherfucker, bro, and you stand on business, especially if you're a big motherfucker like me and you can fight, they are less likely to keep pressing the issue, especially when they know I'm willing to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to go get that blade and come back out here and we can fight to the death. That's what you want to do. I'm about that life. We can get it in. And they knew that shit. So, you know, I hate to say that I was like that, you know, because I was, bro. I was just ignorant and retarded. And I looked at life at all the wrong aspects of it when I was there. And Ohio prison had made me a worse person than what I was when I went to prison.
Ohio prison? Yeah, compared to Kentucky?
No, just period. When I went to Ohio prison, I came out a worse person than I was before I went in. Because all I did was do mass crazy shit while I was in there.
Bro,
how I was going
to
be
change
a better
man.
Motherfucking criminal when I got out. That's
if
all
you're going
I did,
hard like that, it brainwashes you.
I was still living that life. I was still living that life in prison. So it wasn't like I never skipped a beat. But when I went to Kentucky, it was more laid back, and you had to sit back and do shit to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or they wasn't going to let you go home, bro. So I could either have did 15 years or I could have got out in 5 like I did. You know what I'm saying? So shit, I was like, fuck it. I laid back, rested my neck. But it took a motherfucker to pull me off to the side. A real old school black dude from Louisville pulled me off to the side like, bro, you were not in Ohio. This shit ain't the same as over there, bro.
He said,
fuck down.
Dude said our big guys targets when you go in. It depends. It depends, especially if something. Everybody could be a target no matter what. But yeah, the size shit doesn't matter. It might be a tiny bit less, but not very much noticeable because when it comes to what we're talking about, that don't matter because they'll just send like 3-4 people after you for whatever the mission, you know what I'm saying, or even more if it. But there's times that happens, like people who got really, and I'm sure you know at least of a story like this or seen something. Some dudes can fight so good that they have to send 3 people, 4 people to like whoop somebody. It sounds ridiculous, but it's true.
Oh, it's definitely true.
It's like there's certain dudes that are like built for the shit.
We was out there in the yard fighting. That's how he was fighting anyways, because we was always outnumbered anyways. In the beginning of prison, there wasn't 1,000 dubs, 4,000 dubs across the prison system. There was like 50 of us across all the prison system.
Yeah,
You know
it's a
what I'm
lot
saying?
now.
Like
It's up there. It might even be one of the highest in Ohio, at least for the half for that half of the state.
They just let anybody. They got a bunch of junkies in there. They got motherfuckers doing mad bullshit. Like
Yeah.
I prayed that I
No,
never.
you're right,
Because
dude, I've seen spots where all the junkies
prayed.
just got together, and when everyone solid got out, they had it just all fucked up, bro. I seen blocks like that before with C-Dubs. Not always. It's not very common, but I did at Lev, where dudes that were left behind weren't being able to keep it together.
Yeah, bro. Shit, motherfuckers had to. How many motherfuckers you seen cover their patches up? They cover up their patches left and right. Like, bro, you would never cover me up, bro. You had to kill me.
That's crazy, right? Because actually, that's wild. I was just thinking, like, I had a bunkie, an example, okay, at Noble, and he wanted to be a dub. I don't even think he was from there, but he wanted to be that so bad. He got cool with some of them. We lived in the first cube when you come in, but on the far side, or the left side, not the right, And first cube, second rack, and he was like a bigger white dude. He was on the bottom. I came in after him from the hole, got up there, and we was living there, and then I ended up dropping down because he left, but it was because they had to make him, or he had a C and a B though, right here. You know what I'm saying? He had to get the other, if you want to say it. I don't know.
See, there wasn't none of that shit like that, bro. There wasn't no you could get.
They were making him do it like that. That was his probate. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers wasn't even allowed to get the patch. People say he's about to go to jail soon. Where you going to prison at, bro?
I didn't even see it.
Third part.
Oh yeah, he sent me a thing earlier. Help me, or it was cool what he did. Galaxy and shit, but he's talking about he going to jail soon.
Where's he going to jail at?
It's Ohio. Yeah, hey, bro, I did this with the show After Prison show on YouTube, and that's actually ironically what got me on their show years later. No sentence yet. Ohio. Yeah, I knew he was here in Ohio, but yeah, that's what I did. I watched shit on that show before prison.
You'll be straight, bro. When you go in, bro.
You want to know about it.
When you find the motherfuckers from where you're from, that's probably the best thing to do.
I've had a couple.
You ain't even gonna know what prison you're gonna go to till you get
6
the
years,
CRC
9
or
months,
Lorraine, wherever they send you at.
Exactly.
That's the reception centers now,
Supposed to only be 6 years, but it ended up being 9 more months.
And plus, if you hit the prison, you ain't got no bad cases. You got good paperwork, bro. You'll pretty much be all right. And if you get any good prisons with any of my homies, just tell them you know KY. It might be CRC. You never know. The motherfuckers will send you anywhere.
No, it should be. He's talking about because that's the reception now. And Lorraine is no longer doing that. They just do violations. So, like, if he, unfortunately gets sentenced to prison time at any amount, he will go to CRC for 1 to 2 months, between like a day to like 60 days. It should be, unless they're backed up. That's average. When I did it, they was backed up, and it was taking at least 3 to 4 months to ride out from Lorraine. But now,
all the motherfuckers I've seen that had vehicular homicide cases in Ohio never got more than 5 years, bro. They had like 4 or 5
sometimes that's like, I've seen like a 3. I think I seen a dude do 3 for that. Yeah, I did.
I think the most I seen was 5, bro.
But I seen another dude have 8, but his situation was a little bit different. I'm not gonna say who, because I know dude, I fuck with dude. I got respect for him. He's cool, good, solid person. But I don't think he went home and took some pills one day and went on a ride with his homies, and he's riding down the road, and he clips a chick on a bike, and she passes. And then don't know though. He done went home and like dozed off. And when he got up, he thought it might have happened, but he wasn't thinking it was that big a deal. And then he seen that it was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because she passed away and shit. But they ended up giving him, I think, it was 12 years or 11 years, and let him out after like 4 or 5 on a judicial.
I had a dude that was my bunkie. He was in there for vehicular homicide for drinking and driving and killed somebody. And that's what he got was 4. And then I seen another dude in there had 5 for it, but I never seen nobody that had more than that.
Yeah, that's good.
His
situation, dude, I just described was different.
That ain't a bad case, bro. If you go in there and you stand on your shit, bro, if a motherfucker tries to fuck with you, bro.
Try to be like sympathy. I mean, honestly, this is just my opinion. That's what they want to know is, do you like feel bad, and are you trying to move past it? It sounds crazy, but that's real, because the victims with certain shit, that's one way that like they'll try to charge you or You know what I'm saying? If they think you're not remorseful, yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, really?" And they're all in cahoots. So you just don't want to give that. Hopefully, you are feeling. You know what I'm saying? But shit happens, bro. It's horrible. Trust me, cost me everything. It happens, bro. Shit happens. Don't even beat yourself up over it. I've never imagined. I couldn't imagine. That's crazy, bro.
But it's off the chain, bro. The best thing you can do, bro, is if somebody tries to fight with you or calls you out your name or says anything, bro, just straight punch on their ass, bro.
Yeah, that's probably is good advice.
Advice I can give you.
Just stay away.
Just
try not to go towards this shit. It'll happen if it does. But look, you remember prison's different. There's because they were all like that back then. I'm being for real now. There's a chance he could go somewhere where it ain't even like that. Probably back then, not so much. But like if you go to Richland, you can lay low. Noble for the most part. Besides like one block.
You can lay low